How do you live after the person you trusted most destroys you? I am Tarma, daughter of King David. My father is a man after God's own heart, but my story is one of pain, silence, and shame. Amnon was my half-brother. He was charming and seemed to care for me. I thought of him as family, someone I could trust. But behind his kind words was something dark. One day, I was called to his room. He pretended to be sick and asked for me to make food for him. I didn't question it, he was my brother, and I wanted to help. When I brought the food to his bedside, everything changed. He grabbed me. His eyes were no longer kind. I begged him, "Don't do this, my brother. Don't humiliate me. Such a thing should not be done in Israel." I pleaded, reminding him it was wrong. I even offered to speak to our father if he wanted to marry me, but Amnon didn't listen. He was stronger than me. He overpowered me. Afterward, I thought he might feel regret or offer comfort. But instead, he looked at me with hatred. He ordered his servants to throw me out and lock the door behind me. It wasn't enough for him to hurt me, he wanted to humiliate me too. I tore the beautiful robe I was wearing, the robe that marked me as a virgin daughter of the king. I put ashes on my head and cried out, "How could this happen to me? How could my own brother do this?" When my full brother, Absalom, saw me, he knew something was wrong. "Has Amnon been with you?" he asked. I nodded, unable to speak. He told me to stay quiet, but how could I? My life was ruined, my future stolen. My father, King David, heard what happened, but he did nothing. He was angry, but his anger didn't lead to action. Amnon faced no consequences, and I was left to live in my brother Absalom's house, desolate and forgotten. But Absalom didn't forget. 2 years later, he invited all the king's sons to a feast. There, he avenged me by killing Amnon. It didn't undo what happened, but it showed that someone cared enough to act. My story is one of betrayal and silence. I was a princess, but I was treated like nothing. What do you do when those who should protect you fail? I don't know if I'll ever have peace, but I hold on to the hope that God sees and cares for the brokenhearted. He knows my pain even when the world turns away. What would you have done in my place? Would you have spoken up or stayed silent like I was told? Would you even say Absalom did the wrong thing by avenging my pains? Tell me your thoughts. My name is Tarma.